A mostly sunny good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, where you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, looking at plenty of sun, and it looks like the temperatures are going to warm up just a little bit. We'll hold Mother Nature to that. We should be right around 48 degrees. I don't think we're going to quite make it, but we'll give it a good try anyway. Currently, it is 36 degrees at the airport, 37 here at Radio Center. Downtown Midland is currently at 37. Downtown Bay City is at 37. We're looking at a southwest breeze right around 16 miles per hour. So, yes, there is a wind chill. Knocks it down, that temperature, by about 10 degrees. It feels like 26 out there, so don't let the sun deceive you. 30.07 and steady is the barometric pressure for a very good reason. There is a high pressure system to the northwest of Michigan, the reason why we have the temperatures that we do, and the reason why we're going to stick to those temperatures, at least for the remainder of the day today and tonight. We'll drop down to about 28. We should be at 30 for this time of the year. We're going to have a few clouds around, and then during the day tomorrow, once again, we're going to be looking at sunshine, and temperatures will be warming up even more. 52 is going to be our high tomorrow. That's because the high pressure system is going to be ever so slowly moving in an easterly direction, and it will actually be northeast of the lower peninsula. So it'll begin to draft some warmer air from a little bit further south. Not really warming us up a lot, but 52 degrees, it's 52 degrees. And obviously it is above normal. And it will feel pretty good too, because we'll have a west breeze about 7-8 miles per hour. So not nearly as breezy tomorrow is what it is and will be here this afternoon and early this evening. We're going to see those winds die down tonight. So tonight really shouldn't be all that bad. It is just going to be below freezing. Incidentally, below freezing last night, a number of spots all across the state reporting below freezing temperatures, but all over the board, really. The 24, 25 degrees up to about 30, 32, 33 degrees. That was pretty much it, not only for the entire lower peninsula, but also the upper peninsula. Now, what we did see overnight was 20 degrees for a temperature in Ann Arbor. And it was colder last night in Ann Arbor than it was over many of the reporting stations in the upper peninsula and all of the reporting stations in the lower peninsula. So what are we going to have to look forward to as we move into the Easter holiday weekend? Well, as I said, Good Friday tomorrow, we are going to be looking at sunny skies. Clouds will be moving in late, so that will keep the temperatures a little bit warmer, 32, 33 degrees for a low tomorrow night. But then during the day on Saturday, we are going to be looking at mostly cloudy conditions, and there will be some spotty showers around. The coverage of these will be quite large, but the precipitation amount is not going to be all that much. So tomorrow, or Saturday, promises to just be a dreary day with an east wind right around 10 miles per hour, becoming north later in the day on Saturday and Saturday evening. The cloud cover is going to stay with us all day long. There might be a glimpse of sun, but I doubt it. Mostly cloudy on Saturday night, and then on Easter Sunday, we're looking for the clouds to still be around. There is not going to be a very good chance of seeing some rain on Sunday, but Sunday night, the chances of precipitation are going to be moving in because a low pressure system, which is situated, will be situated over Wyoming, is going to move through Nebraska and then through the lower part of the Ohio River Valley. So what does that mean for us? As we said, chance of rain on Sunday night, and moving into Monday and Tuesday, pretty good chance of rain both days. Low 50 for a high on Monday, upper 40, right around 50 for a high on Tuesday. And then I think the clearing conditions are going to start to move in. I'm not looking for a bad day right now on Wednesday. Partly cloudy skies, maybe a few of you mostly cloudy. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s, but it's debatable if we're going to have a system that will affect our weather on Wednesday. I don't think it looks that way right now, but again, that's a little ways off. The long-range outlook, though, to take us, and this is all the way through the 10th of April, we're going to be looking at our temperatures trending average for a good part of the week next week. Precipitation values, though, after the first couple of days, will be below normal for this time of the year. And then moving into the first weekend of the month of April, we're looking for our temperatures to kick it up a notch, actually above normal, with precipitation values to be average. What does that mean? Well, for those folks looking for opening day in Detroit for Detroit Tigers, it does appear as though right now the temperatures are going to be a little warmer than what they should be this time of the year, but we're not going to be breaking any records by any stretch. And the precipitation values average, so pretty much an even shot of having some precipitation or no precipitation that first weekend of April. As far as this coming, now today it's going to be chilly in Chicago and it will be windy, but they're not looking for anything in the way of precipitation. Saturday, though, might be a little touch and go as far as any baseball activity in Chicago. Sunday, Easter Sunday, looks a little bit better, but that precipitation that we were talking about that's going to affect our weather on Sunday night and early Monday morning could move into the Chicago area later in the day on Easter Sunday. So we'll just have to see how it all plays out. Record high on this date is 78. It was set back in 1946. The record low was 4, set in 1923. Incidentally, 1923 was a pretty chilly month of March. Matter of fact, there were 6 record low settings in the 31 days in March, set back in 1923, and they all took place here within the last 10 days of the month. Coldest ever March was 1923, in particular today, the 28th of March. 16 was our high, 4 was our low, and the warmest ever was set back in 1945. Sun will set this evening at 7:59, rise tomorrow morning at 7:22. And a year ago today, our high was 51, our low was 27. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, I've got Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons and, of course, Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. But before we get to all of them, we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Nutrien Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrien Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrienagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrien Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth. Those Farmall tractors, they've got them on display, and they're ready to go, and Mother Nature and you decide to get some work done outside. Weiss Equipment, they'll pair you up with the job that you've got to have done and the right size Farmall tractor. You know, they come in horsepower ranges from 35 to 140 horses, and they've got at Weiss Equipment today the value-packed compact Farmall A all the way up to the deluxe compact Farmall C and C series with cabs. Needless to say, the tractor does it all, so no matter what you're doing, Can Do comes in red, and it's called Farmall. Find out more by stopping by Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth, doing it right longer. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. And Melinda, is it pretty safe to say that everybody is just getting ready for that government report. So we're trying to establish some ground here, maybe?
Yeah, today is definitely mixed. Corn's up 2, beans are down 9, and wheat's up 5. This morning we had export reports come out. We have March 1 stock today at noon, and we have prospective planning today at noon as well. So here in just 20 minutes, 15 minutes, we'll see what the USDA has to say, and everyone is anxiously awaiting the price reaction. Stocks, everyone seems pretty firm on or have an idea of where those might fall, given our current demand, with China still completely absent from the U.S. corn market and have their bellies completely full with Brazilian origin corn. So we don't see a huge demand push for the U.S. balance sheet on corn right now. Price reactions are going to favor planning numbers unless we see some major shock in U.S. stocks. USDA has shocked us before in reports, but this report typically lays on planning intentions. Prices are definitely lower than where we were last year at this time, and the acre pie is definitely up in the air for this afternoon as well. We know soft red wheat acres are down and cotton acres are down in the U.S. So what will make up that pie? We've already seen them take about 3.5 million acres lower versus where we were last year on planted corn acres. So will they take more and more goes to beans? A lot of people are waiting to see what happens there on a trade perspective. So price volatility for the 2 hours after the report could be very violent. We are also going into a 3-day weekend with the market closed tomorrow in observance for Good Friday and closed to the weekend and not opening up until that Monday morning session. A lot could happen between now and then, and it feels like the market reports have been gearing up that way this year as they're coming out and the market's closed for 3 days. So we could see a lot of violent price action today, or we could see it all on Monday.
So right now on the board, what do you have?
Right now, nearby corn is sitting at $3.62. We got May corn at $3.70. New crop 24 corn at $4. Nearby soybeans at $11.25. New crop 24 beans at $11.10. New crop red wheat is at $5, and new crop white wheat is at $5.55.
So your advice is buckle up, huh?
I think it's a good time of the year to reflect on break evens and know where you need to be in the market. We heard a lot that D13 was very similar to D23 corn futures. If that holds true, is 2024 D's corn futures similar to 2014 D's corn futures? The charts seem to be moving in a consistency with some tones that some could argue inflation and or either way there. Could we see a counter seasonal rally? In 2014, prices were pretty low by the 4th of July weekend. I think this year just holds a lot of volatility on what the market has to bring, as we're carrying in a pretty big ending stocks from the prior year. And if we have 91 million acres with a trend line yield, I mean, that's just pushing our carry-in stocks even higher. So I think there's a lot to look at. Always have a black swan event that could happen. So I think it's a great time to work very closely with your merchant and have a plan in place for either direction.
Good advice. Melinda, you take care. Happy Easter to you, everybody at the Andersons. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
Yeah, happy Easter.
Thank you. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me. The market report brought to you by Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. 800-234-3280. That's all you need to know. Or you can go to steinertractor.com and check it out. Remember, they understand how your life and job both stop if your tractor stops running. That's why they are committed to taking care of you. Steiner Tractor Parts. And by the folks at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. Yeah, they do have lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. Find out more by stopping by any of their conveniently located offices or check them out at frankenmuthcu.org. Doug Klein, are you ready?
Are you ready for this?
I don't know.
lot of news. Dollar Tree raised the maximum cap on anything that they sell in their store to $7,
Really?
which ain't even close to $1.
Not
So,
anymore.
Thank you, Joe.
Ouch.
That's interesting, just information. As far as new highs, new lows, the RSP hit a new high today. That's the S&P index that is not overweighted in the Magnificent Seven. So that's the only index I saw that hit a new high. GLD hit a new high for the year. That's the gold spot price index. So that's kind of interesting. Money moving into spot gold. GM hit a new high today. The Cabot hit a new high today, all-time high, 92.40. So that's interesting. The Lincoln Life, they hit a new high today, over $32. Crude oil's up $1 today, so that trend is in force. No new lows on the commodities. Again, good thing, slowly, but building a base. So we'll see what happens. Here's your numbers. The May corn is 429 and a quarter, up 2.5. July corn 441 and a quarter, up 2. May soybeans 1183 and a quarter, down 9 and a quarter. July soybeans 1197, down 9.5. The May wheat is 552 and a quarter, up 4 3/4, and July wheat 567 3/4, up 5 cents. Crude oil 82.49, up $1.14. Heating oil 261.72, up 1.5 cents. Gasoline 269.71, up 2.5 cents. Natural gas 173, that is up a penny. Over to currency, Canadian dollar. U.S. dollar buys $1.3539 Canadian. That's down 28 ticks. The dollar buys 151.21 yens, down 11 ticks. The euro's at 108.01, down 25 ticks. And the dollar's at 104.41, up 7 ticks. Gold is at 22.1410, up 23.50 an ounce. Silver's 24.87, up 24.5 cents. And platinum's at 909.10, up $13.20.
All righty. Markets close tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll talk to you on Monday.
Very good.
All right. Doug, happy Easter.
You too.
Thank you. Doug Klein over at Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. They've got all those products from Sure Crop and Nature's that'll help you increase your yields, Mr. Farmer. And, of course, they've got the advice of Vic Huffer, who's a certified crop advisor. Check them out. You got any questions? Just give them a call. Remember, Freeland Bean and Grain, they've been serving folks since 1983. Where serving you is their business. We say good morning to Joe Kramer over at the Michigan Bean Commission. And Joe, that government report, any anticipated numbers, you think?
Well, I'm not sure what to expect, Terry, other than I think everybody assumes we're going to have a few extra acres this year, a few more than we had last year. Here in Michigan and in the Mindac region, I think pinto beans, in particular in Mindac, will be up. I think their black beans will be steady to up. Here in Michigan, I think we're looking at a 10 to 20% bump in black bean acres, but we might be down, we'll likely be down navy bean acres and fairly steady on everything else, I think. Maybe more concerning is I think the folks in Argentina are up on black beans as will the Mexicans. So just a little anxious about how many black beans we need. If everybody were to hit a home run, we probably got too many. So we're watching that. But today's report's not going to break it down by class. So we can spend a couple months sort of arguing over what that actually is by class.
Yeah. But again, these numbers ought to be really interesting because it'll give producers kind of an idea as how much acres are not going to be planted. Yeah,
I agree. I think we kind of know we think we kind of know here in Michigan the wheat number. Anxious to see what corn and soybeans are doing, but kind of have a gut feel that they're down. So we'll see here in a few minutes what the reality is.
Boy, we sure will. Joe, you take care. Happy Easter to you and your family and everybody with the Bean Commission.
You too. Thanks, Terry.
You bet. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Coming up, Jerry Samalski, but first this.
Go on the offensive against weeds with Antares Complete from Helena. Antares Complete eliminates early weed competition with long-lasting residual control of broadleaf weeds and grasses. With a balanced premix of 3 herbicides, Antares Complete combats herbicide resistance and helps soybeans achieve a faster, more vigorous start to the season. Take a tactical first strike against weeds and protect your soybeans early with Antares Complete. Always follow label instructions and check registration before use. Contact your Helena representative to learn more.
Do you have a history of white mold or SDS in your bean fields? While you can never predict when disease will occur, using the right seed treatments can reduce your risk of yield loss when it does. Did you know adding Heads Up to your seed treatment package brings a proven mode of action that primes your beans so they're ready to fight off disease all season long? Ask your seed dealer to apply Heads Up for protection against both white mold and sudden death syndrome this season. Learn more at headsupst.com.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Crop Insurance, hey, they're licensed to serve all of Michigan with both conventional and organic crop insurance. You can get a hold of their agents on their cell for questions or emergencies, or you can call the office 989-868-4722. The Michael Sarr Crop Insurance Agency. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville, with me right now. And the plant of the week, other than Easter lily, would be what, Jerry?
Well, almost very close. Hellebores, or they're also commonly called Lenten rose. So, almost Easter, right?
Yeah.
So hellebores is a perennial type plant. It's evergreen in our area, so it stays up all the time. You don't have to cut it back to the ground. And it's been blooming in my yard for about a week and a half now, and it will continue to bloom, maybe through mid-May. The blooms can be anywhere from white to pink, rose purple, and the nice thing is the deer don't like them. They're going to want a little break from full sun, so east, west side of the house, north side, they'll be fine. But full shade as well. They take it very nicely. So they'll tolerate dry soils, shallow, rocky soils. They're a great plant. They do well, and again, they're doing stuff and flowering when there's not a lot happening in the garden. So they can be used along walkways and things. You're coming, going, you'll see them a lot. They're wonderful plants.
All right. Jerry, happy Easter to you and everybody at Bay Landscaping, okay?
You too, Terry, and all listeners. Thank you.
All righty. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Let's slide over to Craig Voorhees with a Rummel Agency. Craig, a little bit of construction going on out there.
There is, Terry. Good morning. Yes, just met with a fella who actually does put up ag bins and those type of structures, and got a few questions from other customers earlier in the week about when they start their projects, when do they need insurance on the new building? Always a good question to ask. You want to double check with whoever's doing your project if they are covering the building during construction or not. Excuse me, some builders cover them, others do not. So you want to find out when you need to put your insurance in place, and then give your agent a call and give them a heads up that you got a new building or new grain bin going up.
Yeah, good advice. Craig, you take care. Have a nice weekend, okay?
We will, Terry. Have a blessed Easter to everyone, please.
Thank you. Craig Voorhees with the Rummel Agency. Doing a little planting, maybe? Well, it's going to happen before you know it. Chuck Cervinsky with Maple Hill Nursery joining me right now. Chuck, good morning.
Good morning. At least the sun's shining today.
Yeah, we'll take it. What should we be looking at right now?
Hey, the rain that we got earlier this week, along with some warmer temperatures coming possibly next week, it's going to be beneficial for the lawn in the coming weeks. And it's time to do a spring cleanup on the lawn, maybe get down an application of fertilizer soon. And how about trying something a little different this year? How about Safe Green Lawn from Morgan Composting? Safe Green Lawn, it's an organic alternative for a fertilizer, and it's powered by Dairy Dew and humates without the use of phosphorus and chemicals. And it's a granulated product, will work really well with new lawns or existing lawns, and it's safe to use around pets and kids. You can apply it every 4 to 6 weeks. And it really does a nice job. We've done well with it, and we've got it here available in 25-pound bags at the store.
Righty. And the store is located?
2672 North Eastman, right in Midland. We're just past the Monroe Road intersection.
And all they got to do is stop by, and you will.
And show you how to do it with Dairy Do products from Morgan Composting.
Happy Easter, Chuck.
Same to you and Sharon and all the gang.
Thank you. Chuck Cervinsky, Maple Hill Nursery over in Midland. Let's find out what's going on right now in New York. Teresa DeVoe with the folks at Baird and Company joining me right now. We got any good news as we wrap up the trading week?
Yeah, the Easter Bunny is on our side today. We've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average up 16 at 39,776 with 263 million shares traded. The NASDAQ up 4 at 16,403 with 359 million shares traded. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 364.98, up 33. Deere at 409.47, up 33. CMS Energy 59.99, up 6. Dow 57.97, down 17. DuPont 76.94, up 44. Corteva 57.85, up 85. General Motors 45.32, up 73. Trinzio 3.80, up 36. Walmart 60.47, down a quarter. Huntington Bank 13.90, up 11. Independent Bank 25.37, up 30, and AT&T 17.58, up 3 pennies.
You take care. Have a blessed weekend, okay?
You as well.
Thank you. Teresa DeVoe with Baird and Company. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Sure Crop. Get a hold of Kurt Fisher with Sure Crop, the line of crop nutrition products, and find out more. And he'll even tell you who your local dealer might be. Sure Crop Fertilizers. Back at 12:30 with an update. Now we conclude with our national anthem.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland.
This is CBS News.